regular meeting of the school board for beginning to order. Ms. Hancock, if you call the roll.
Mr. Burton?
Here.
Ms. Crouch? Here. Mr. Dahl?
Here.
Mr. Henderson?
Here.
Mr. Moon?
Here.
Mr. Ramsey?
Here.
And Mr. Mills is out.
We have recessed from closed meeting. We'll have to go back to later to have a motion to certify action statement.
Burton County Laws, I make a motion to certify the related action items closed.
Second, John Moon.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Ms. Crouch? Aye. Mr. Dahl?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Mr. Moon?
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey?
Aye.
Mr. Mills is out.
And action from closed session.
Motion to approve personnel changes for June 9, 2020 as discussed.
Raymond Rams up the vote.
Second, John Moon.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Ms. Crouch? Aye. Mr. Dahl?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Mr. Moon?
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey?
Aye.
Mr. Mills is out. Motion to approve the release from compulsory attendance for 4 students based on religious exemption.
Chairman Dawes, I make that motion.
Sandra Crump, I second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Ms. Crouch? Aye. Mr. Dahl?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Mr. Moon?
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey?
Aye.
Mr. Mills is out.
That's it. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
Yes, sir, Mr. Perkins, under the superintendent's section, I added, this afternoon, the governor's requirements for opening schools. He made that announcement this afternoon too.
We have to talk about that. I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll make a motion, John Moon.
Second, Raymond Rand. Any discussion? All in favor?
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Crouch? Aye. Mr. Dahl?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Mr. Moon?
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey?
Aye.
And Mr. Mills is out.
Have a motion for consent agenda.
Chairman Dawes, so moved.
Ms. Sandra Crump, second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Ms. Crouch? Aye. Mr. Dahl?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Mr. Moon?
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey?
Aye.
And Mr. Mills is out.
We come to presentations, recognitions of students. Dr. Early and Ms. Beck. And I think I need to move. I'll move the chair and sit more up right now.
Good evening, Chairman Burton, school board members, and Dr. Jones. It's my pleasure this evening to present 159 recognitions, which are a combination of students and schools in the following areas: perfect attendance K-12, school board representatives, perfect scores on industry certifications, DSBA art contest winners, Virginia State Beta Convention, Virginia Junior Beta Convention, Skills USA, for DHSL Class 2 Wrestling State Champion, and DHSL Class 2 Male Athlete of the Year. So these are the student recognitions. Chatham High School, second place in living literature at the Virginia State Beta Convention. Tyler Shelton, perfect score. Garrett Bennett, perfect score, industry certification. Kiana Wright, VSBA art contest, high school level winner. Tristan Hernandez, second place in Virginia Junior Beta State 8th grade mathematics. Elise Gatewood, third place in Virginia Junior Beta State 6th grade language arts. Chatham Middle School Junior Beta Club, first place in Virginia Junior Beta State 2-dimensional banner. Elijah Mershenick, DHSL Class 2 Wrestling State Champion, Dan River High School. Ethan Lewis, DHSL Class 2 Male Athlete of the Year, Dan River High School. Xavier Anthony Davis, perfect attendance, K-12, Dan River High School. Madison Ahern, perfect score, industry certification. Logan Barber, perfect score, industry certification. Daniel Burton, DSCA art winner, middle school division, Denver Middle. Olivia Cook, junior data convention, third place performing arts. Samuel Rodriguez, junior data convention. Anna Campbell Stoller, junior data convention, first place painting. Dan River Middle School, junior data club, third place phone set at the junior data convention. Chloe Cruz, third place talent state junior data convention. Isabella Bromfield and Chloe Cruz, third place book battle. Jessica Saunders, first place speech, junior data. Emiliano Gonzalez, first place fourth grade language arts, junior data. Addison Don, third place fifth grade math, junior data. Ava Wright, first place fifth grade science, junior data. Adeline Davis, first place Virginia State Elementary president, junior beta. Jessica Saunders, second place jewelry, junior beta. Rock Dowdy, third place woodworking, junior beta. Kennedy Cooper, first place painting, junior beta. Keely Smith, second place sculptor, junior beta. Keely Smith also second place color photography, junior beta. Kennedy Cooper, Adeline Davis, Mariah Meek, Madeline Owen, and Bella Reynolds, second place service learning, junior beta. Nina Bays, third place apparel design, junior beta. Annie Crowder, Charlotte Fisher, Miranda Hearn, and Keely Smith, first place two-dimensional design, junior beta. Nina Bays, Molly Kane, Chloe Cruz, Jayla Irvin, Paris Irvin, Madeline Owen, Jessica Saunders, and Megan White. Second place campaign skit, junior beta. Addison Dobbs, Brock Dowdy, Hampton Hancock Ward, Jaden Reed, Trayvon Robertson, and Brendan Smith, third place engineering, junior beta. Hayden Pillow, third place math, junior beta. Devlin Urban, second place, science, junior beta. Madison Pillow, second place poetry, junior beta. Stella Lovelace, third place technology, junior beta. Charlie Cole, third place technology, junior beta. Marissa Bennett, third place campaign skit, national beta. Ryder Brooks, third place campaign skit, beta. Ayani Cases, third place campaign skit, beta. Alex Chitwood, third place campaign skit, beta. Charlie Cole, third place campaign skit, beta. Jaden Dalton, third place campaign skit, beta. Ethan Deal, third place campaign skit, beta. Xavier Hunt, third place campaign skit, beta. Devlin Urban, third place campaign skit, beta. Della Lovelace, third place campaign skit, beta. Zakiah Miller, also third place campaign skit, beta. Sarah Mills, third place campaign skit, beta. Will Parker, third place campaign skit, beta. Madison Pillow, third place campaign skit, beta. Hayden Pillow, third place campaign skit, beta. Dana Richards, third place campaign skit, beta. Alexander Robbins, third place campaign skit, beta. Jacob Shelton, third place campaign skit, beta. James Smith, third place campaign skit, beta. Sanila Thompson, third place campaign skit, beta. Melvin Wooten, third place campaign skit, beta. Kristen Worsham, third place campaign skit, beta. David Golden, Skills USA Gold District winner, Industrial Motor Control. Devin Cook, Skills USA Silver District winner, Maintenance and Light Repair. Shaden Mottsinger, Skills USA Gold District winner, Criminal Justice. Lanaya Jackson, Skills USA, Silver District winner, criminal justice. Shamara Richardson, Skills USA, Bronze District winner, criminal justice. Cynthia Hedrick, Skills USA, Bronze District winner, criminal justice. Colby Rainstaff, Perfect Sport Initiative certification. Parker Sinclair, first place campaign skit, data. Taylor Furlow, first place campaign skit, data. Audrey Williams, first place campaign skit, data. Rebecca Coffey, first place campaign skit, data. Riley Dishman, first place campaign skit, data. Anna Inman, first place campaign skit, data. Delia Martin, first place campaign skit, data. Mary Gammon, first place campaign skit, data. Ava Emerson, first place campaign skit, data. Sydney Bridget, first place sculpture, data. Hannah Sims, first place woodworking, data. Jenna Heiler, third place drawing, data. Ava Presley, second place sixth grade language arts, data. Matthew Nahn, first place marketing and communications, data. Miley Dillion, first place marketing and communications, data. Anna Inman, first place marketing and communications, data. Shelton McKinney, first place marketing and communications, data. Madison Barker, second place service learning, data. Jaden Taylor, third place portfolio, data. Molly Hanks, second place service learning, data. Aaron Bowles, third place portfolio, data. Haley Wilson, third place portfolio, data. Kaleo Morris, third place portfolio, data. Rebecca Coffey, third place portfolio, data. Tunstall Middle School, first place Songfest State data competition. Archie Stevens, third place portfolio, data. Sydney Pritchett, third place portfolio, data. Destiny Flores, data state vice president. Maria Harford, CSBA art contest, elementary level winner, Twin Springs Elementary School. Jack Hammond, first place, 11th grade, average science, state data convention. Gretna High School, third place, apparel design, state data convention. Adriana Eames, second place, black and white photography, Division I data. Kinsley Simpson, first place, black and white photography, Division II data. Gretna High School, first place, engineering, state data convention. Kimberly Saunders, first place, fiber arts, data. Leah Toller, second place, 10th grade language arts, data. Kirsten Vassar, first place, 9th grade language arts, data. Kimberly Saunders, third place, 9th grade science, data. Gretna High School, first place, performing arts, solo, duo, trio, at state data convention. Matthew Heron, third place, 9th grade science, data. Skylar Kraft, first place, 9th grade social studies, data. Jaden Ratcliffe, second place, 9th grade Spanish, data. Gretna High School, second place, technology, state data convention. Gretna High School, third place, two-dimensional design, data. Leighton Wilson, first place, woodworking, Division I, data. Karan Murphy, third place, agri science, Division II, data. Mackenzie Harris, second place, agri science, Division I, data. Tunstall High School, second place, apparel design. Carrie Adams, second place, black and white photography, Division II, data. Amanda Talbot, third place, color photography, Division II, data. Elizabeth Lee, third place, Division I, digital art, data. Amanda Talbot, first place, Division II, digital art, data. Addison Hunsicker, third place, Division I, jewelry, data. Aaliyah Jones, second place, 9th grade language arts, data. Manny Jones, third place, 10th grade math, data. Zachary Kane, first place, 9th grade math, data. Addison Hunsicker, third place, on-site Division I painting. Tunstall High School, third place, portfolio competition, data. John Watt, third place, Division I recyclable art, data. Emma Dowdy, third place, Division I sculpture. Tunstall High School, first place, learning service showcase. Jackson County, first place, grade 11, social studies, data. Brook Mills, third place, grade 9, social studies, data. Dana Leo Quintero, first place, Division 2, Spanish, data. Juan Gonzalez, third place, Division 1, Spanish, data. Luke Mills, second place, Division 1, woodworking, data. Tulsa High School, first place, club trading pin. Tulsa High School, second place, robotics competition, data. Derek Dallas, chosen as regional leadership representative, Tri-State Region State Data Convention, Tulsa High. Chloe Atkins, third place, Division 2, recyclable art, data. Tulsa High School, second place, three-dimensional design, data. Demetra Terrain, perfect attendance, K-12, Chatham High School. Robert Michael A. Dawson, perfect attendance, K-12, Gretna High School. Caroline Annette Taylor, perfect attendance, K-12, Gretna High School. Chatham Elementary School, apparel design, Junior Beta State Convention. Caden Powell, third place, digital art, Junior Beta. McKenna Stryker, first place, jewelry, Junior Beta. Leah Oates, third place, fifth grade, language arts, Junior Beta. Rebecca Appleton, second place, fifth grade math, Junior Beta. Carly Sims, first place, Mixed Media, Junior Beta. Bryson Kitchens, third place, poetry, Junior Beta. Chatham Elementary School, first place, portfolio competition, Junior Beta, state convention. Karen Reyes, third place, recyclable art, Junior Beta. Chatham Elementary School, second place, robotics competition, Junior Beta state convention. Chatham Elementary School, first place, service learning showcase, Junior Beta state convention. Caden Powell, third place, fourth grade science, Junior Beta. Mason Rhodes, second place, woodworking, Junior Beta. Anasia Harrell, student representative to the school board, Chatham High School. Hope Doss, student representative to the school board, Danville High School. Taylor Wilson, student representative to the school board, Gretna High School. Megan Pollock, student representative to the school board, Tulsa High School. Thank you so much for this presentation. Please note that this student PowerPoint has been uploaded to a separate YouTube link, and this link is located on the Pittsylvania County Schools website. And thank you much to Dr. Jeff Early for creating this PowerPoint presentation. Thank you so much.
All right, this is something board members really enjoy this time of year, and I don't know who's watching, but this is just a sample of the students that we have in the division. They go out and represent us so well, and they're not here tonight, but I want us to stand as board and give them a hand. So we do appreciate the representation. Y'all do it so well. Any comments from board members? I know one board member got their name close about that.
I'd like to say something. Just, if you notice, Pittsylvania County does really, really well at the beta conventions, both at the high school, middle school, and elementary level. And if you remember, and I've said this for many years, the people that do the beta, the teachers and sponsors and the volunteers, do not get paid a stipend. They do it on their own free time. And to do what they have done, and you saw how many winners we had, is phenomenal. And, you know, Pennsylvania County gets envied pretty good because we bring a lot of that hardware back home. So I want to thank all of the sponsors and all of the volunteers that do it on their time. They do a phenomenal job.
Anyone else? Thank you. And I would call on Dr. Jones, but she's hiding behind Dr. Jones.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing today? Mr. Burton, can you hear me, sir?
Barely.
Can you hear me now?
That's much better.
Oh, I'm going to go to AT&T Sprint right quick. So, good evening to you, Dr. Jones, school board members, central office staff, and those that are watching. A lot has and continues to plague our country as well as our Commonwealth. I want to share with you the statement of our Virginia Education Association President, Jim Livingston, on the events of the past 2 weeks in our country. Words cannot express our outrage at the senseless, immoral, and systemic murder of unarmed Black men and women we have seen over centuries of American history. Most recently at the hands of law enforcement who are charged with the protection of human life. It is clear that something is terribly wrong, and to deny that fact is but another example of the privilege enjoyed by white Americans. The Virginia Education Association condemns, in the strongest possible terms, the murder of and marginalization of members of the African American community and calls on all people of moral character to stand with our brothers and sisters of color in demanding an end to the hate and oppression created by racism. The VEA further calls on all educational organizations and institutions to work collaboratively and with intentionally for the elimination of racism and bigotry. In 2020, civilized people would have expected that racism and bigotry have become an obscure part of our nation's history. But instead, we see the proliferation of a culture of, quote, white supremacy growing out of control. That culture of privilege has been on display for decades and is now highlighted by the current global health crisis in which people of color have suffered disproportionately. From underfunded public schools and lack of social, emotional, health, and economic resources to the murder of unarmed African American men and women in American streets at the hands of law enforcement, ours is a society that is in crisis. The VEA is united in its belief that our communities can only realize racial justice through educational justice. We are committed to the necessary actions to ensure all marginalized students and their families are treated with dignity and respect, and that their lives are not only enriched by our educational system, but they are secured by a system of justice that provides for their equal protection. Anything less is a betrayal of the American dream. A fervent today, this is aside from what President Livingston has said. Governor Northam issued new guidance for the 2020-2021 school year. And there are still many questions to be answered, but I want to begin by thanking our educators for the amazing work they've done the past 3 months under incredibly difficult circumstances. I've never been prouder to be a part of this great organization than I've been as I've seen everyone meet the challenges of this pandemic to the best of their ability. And I know we've been doing all that we can for our students, even as we face our own struggles and anxieties about the coronavirus, its impact on ourselves and our families. The response from PEA and VE members has been nothing short of heroic. Your union has gone all out to advocate for the health, safety, and continued learning of everyone in our schools. Without pause, we have carried your message to education and elected officials. Educators need more support to be able to overcome the virus's disruption of student learning and well-being. I and several members of our local PEA have served on the Continuity for Learning Task Force this spring to inform strategies for opening, as well as on the Secretary of Education, Asif Carney's strategy sessions to gather recommendations on how different reopening scenarios would impact our respective roles. The Secretary and his team engaged over 800 individuals in these conversations and heard from a wide range of respective individuals and perspectives, including English language learners, parents and students with special needs, career and technical educators, early childhood educators, students, school nutrition workers, private school leaders, bus drivers, school psychologists, the Virginia High School League, counselors, nurses, and more. It is completely natural for you to feel nervous and apprehensive about the guidance issued by the governor today, because what schools are being asked to do is unprecedented. And since the state and locality split many responsibilities, many of the questions you probably have cannot be answered certainly right now. Most of the decisions to be made rest with local school positions. From the bottom of my heart, I say to you, we will get through this, and we'll do it together. That will continue to be true as we move into a new school year. I have the greatest confidence in our union, our members, our educators, and ultimately you. The measures outlined by Governor Northam today will require millions of new dollars for the Virginia public schools, dollars that many localities will struggle to, will not be able to provide. The PEA as well as the VA is calling for increased federal investment in schools, including the passage of the HEROES Act, which would supply hundreds of billions of much-needed dollars to public schools and state budgets. And we're already actively working right now to make sure our members get their voices heard for that act to pass. Now, the PEA as well as VA is demanding that the governor and the General Assembly and finalizing the state budget for every available dollar toward helping students in the schools that serve them thrive in these exceedingly difficult circumstances. And we just saw how well we can thrive and how much better we can be for our future. And as always, remember, there's nothing we can't accomplish when we do it together. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Mr. Worley, you want to give us a report on budget?
Good evening, Mr. Burton, school board members and staff. I want to give you a quick update on fiscal year 20, and then I'll give a quicker update on fiscal year 21. June is here. It's going to be as exciting and discouraging and depressing and fun and everything else we've been through for the past few months. So, I guess the good news right now is that our loss of revenue, I don't think it's going to be as bad as we had anticipated. I still know nothing about sales tax. I have checked 5 times today on the deposit to see if we've gotten any news for the month of June, but nothing so far. I expect that release will not come out until Friday. But we were looking at losing about $418,000 in lottery. Our ADM has come in. The March 31 was 8,337.52 students, and we're losing about $360,000 in state dollars because that is lower than our budget. Sales tax right now to meet budget, we need about $700,000 to come in for the month of June. You know, I can't say right now what I think that will look like. I think that will give us a hint of what July and August may look like once we see, because that would be from your April, the month of April, which we know pretty much everything was shut down, and even the stores that were open, you know, there were a lot of empty shelves. Lots of toilet paper, lots of fake towel, lots of empty shelves there. So I think when we see those numbers, we will be able to maybe project a little bit for what July and August may look like for us. But right now, you know, our revenues are looking good. We're still expecting about $6.3 million to come in. Now that's reimbursements, that's state money. That does include our sales tax estimates, and I don't think that will probably be what we're hoping for. But like all revenues, you know, I can't count them until I see them. Okay, so we do have reimbursements out there that we're waiting on, but whether I'll get them by June 30 or not, I do not know. So what we're doing right now, we are just monitoring the revenues, we're monitoring expenditures. As far as expenditures that we normally pay this time of year, we've already paid several of them. The rest, the invoices are coming in, governor's school, property insurance, workers' comp, all the things that we pay, maintenance contracts, software contracts, those are coming in, we're paying those. Utilities, we have the roof, Stony Mill roof. I don't think we'll receive any invoices on that, so of course we'll carry that over into next year. Mr. Hudson's working on the drain field and wastewater expansion for Kentucky, so we will definitely be carrying that over because we've got to go out to bid for that. Both of those projects are about $568,000. We're working on about $360,000 worth of other maintenance projects. And we're just like I said, we're watching the revenues, watching the expenditures, and we will, make the best decisions that we can with what we have. And of course, any recommendations that need to be made to Dr. Jones as far as, what our money's looking like, I think now we're gonna have to look ahead to next year, if we're gonna need any money for special things, when we start the new school year. Carryover, we're gonna have our normal carryovers, grant funds, state funds that were not spent this year, and then we have textbook funds. So right now, we're looking at about $1.5 million of carryover just for those items. So any questions on that? Anything else that you want to see or not see? Right now, I'm gonna say that we're looking better than I thought we would be looking for end of year. Because honestly, at one time, I was expecting half of the sales tax that we received in May, so I was feeling a little bit better. Now I'm just worried about next. But any questions on that, or anything that you want us to look at or not look at, or?
Any more comments? I appreciate the positive report.
Next year, 21. The budget that the county approved for us was about $96.9 million. So I have gone through all the revenues, I've taken out the unallotted state revenues, I've added in the CARES Act money, and we're still right about that number, okay? So, I have not been able to get all of the categories like they need to be yet. So I don't have something for you to approve tonight, so we will just work off of the budget that the county approved for us in March. And when we come back in July, I'll have your categories. And what we're looking at right now, that particular budget, there have been no adjustments, obviously, for lottery or sales tax. General Assembly is hopefully gonna come back in August, and budget, of course, is probably the #1 topic for them. And, they will hopefully have more information for us that can shed a little light on those numbers. We are still expecting to receive about $1.7 million in new state funding, and that's based on, SOG, things of that nature. And our CARES Act money is about $1.9 million. So what, I mentioned last month, I had set up a category called contingency reserve, and we will put that $3.6 million in that particular category to be moved out, as we move along, when we know how we're gonna spend that money. Right now, we're just waiting to see what type of losses we're gonna have in sales tax and lottery. That could take all that money. That we, we're just freezing all expenditures right now. Of course, salaries were included in that. We just move more cautiously. As soon as we know something more, we will certainly bring that back to you.
Thank you, Ms. White. Say this, I know last month, when I left you, I told Superintendent I could see the weariness on staff. Because you just didn't know, you were going to make one plan today, another plan the next. I'm glad to see you getting more information. Your faces look a little better tonight.
Smile a little bit tonight.
Not too instructional, please.
Not opening up school for them.
Anybody got any questions on the desk reports and desk reports?
Oh, I just wanted to, if I might,
Go ahead.
regarding, let me put my finger on 7.7, principal's actions to recognize seniors, desk report. I would just like to say thank you to all of our high school principals and all of the things that they've done up to this point for our seniors, to make what ended up being a senior year that none of our students and families expected, as special as it could be. And this list of things that they've done, I'd like to read that off if I can, if we could.
Go ahead.
And I'll just say that I think they worked really well together trying to do this, so that all of them were doing similar things. They distributed yard signs containing the graduate's name and picture. They had Google meetings with their seniors. Some had virtual senior night for athletics. Several communications through school messenger. Some of them participated in, I think all 4 participated in a celebration with balloons and signs, and caps and gowns were picked up by students. All of them had their graduate merit award distribution. I think all 4 created videos for their students expressing from the staff how much they missed having them in the building, and calls from their principal during the time that our original graduation was scheduled. So that's just some of the things that they did to make seniors feel special in a time that was quite different from what anybody expected, and I appreciate that. And I hope our families do too.
Anyone else? That's the same thing, they worked hard on several different plans. And at some point in time, these graduates will tell somebody that we had the most unique graduation, and I hope we never have another one like it. The superintendent?
Yes, sir. I am. Mr. Crump, thanks for doing that. Mrs. Craig, Mrs. Petty, and the high school principals really worked hard throughout the springtime, trying to make sure their students, in particular seniors, had a good send-off. And it was a lot of work, and it was a lot of stress, Mr. Burke, as they tried to work through something that thoroughly recognized the kids in a special way, but also they had a lot of constraints that they were working with. So, thanks for doing that. I'd also, Mr. Burke, if I can tonight, I'd like to recognize our student representatives. I know that they recognized them earlier, but I'd just like to provide, Mrs. Hancock reached out to find out what each of those girls, young ladies are doing next year. So I'd like, if I could, to recognize them before I get my item.
Please.
Anasia Harrell, she was our representative at Chatham High School. She's going to attend Howard University. Next year, she's going to major in biology on the pre-med track. Hope Doss of Denver High School, she's traveling, I think, probably the farthest. She's going to Texas A&M in Galveston, Texas, and she's going to major in marine biology. Taylor Wilson, at the high school, she's going to attend the University of Virginia and major in biology and minor in philosophy. She's leaning towards the medicine track as well. And Megan Pollock from Tunstall High School, she went to Virginia Tech and majored in crop and soil sciences with a concentration in breeding and genetics. Mm-hmm. So quite an outstanding future for those young ladies. They did an outstanding job this year. My items this evening, I'm going to kind of walk through very quickly some of the things that I had on there, but I provided some information to you all regarding the things that we were providing to staff on the measures that we were taking because of the school being closed. I won't go into detail with a lot of those. I hope that you found that we attempt to be as thorough as possible, communicate to staff about what the expectations were from the state, what we can and cannot do, and I hope that relate that to you all. Would like to let you know that based upon the information that we received from the governor today, graduation exercises, we're going to look at the alternate plan for graduation exercises, and right now those will take 2 days for Chatham High School, Gretna High School, and Denver High School, and 3 days for Tunstall High School to do. It will involve students coming in, right now it looks like through our cafeteria. They'll be socially distanced, and we'll look at capacity size, and then they'll proceed with 5 members of their family or friends, but with 5 guests down the hallway there and come across the auditorium stage, receive their diploma, and then exit out the front door. That's kind of the plan for that. We've also contracted with a videographer, and they're going to video the speeches of everyone who would speak on the podium, all the students who would speak on the podium, as well as they're going to videotape the ceremonies, and they'll have that for seniors at a later date, so that's available for them. Next on my agenda, I have just just some letters that were sent out. I had a letter to colleagues. I had a letter to our legislators, Senator King, and then that letter was just representative of what we sent out to Senator Warner and Congressman Riggleman regarding the stimulus money that we received and how that funding calculation was determined. There's a letter in memo to you all regarding facial coverage for COVID-19 and how that was handled for staff, as well as access to school buildings and what we did there. And then I think I included the executive order from the governor as well in the packet. Like next on my agenda, the annual review for disciplinary cases is Monday, June the 15th. Mr. Dawson's the chair, Mrs. Crump and Reverend Ramsey serve on that committee, and Mr. Moon the alternate, and that's June the 15th at 6 o'clock. Summer school right now, the plan is looking at July the 6th, with restrictions that were listed today. And right now, unless we apply for a variance, it will be limited to pre-K through 3, special education, and English learners, students, EL students. So that Mrs. Petty and her staff have been planning that. We were awaiting the final order to kind of fine tune what we're doing, and so now they'll move forward and have that plan for that in place. Also, I placed, well, the COVID screening, I sent information to you all regarding COVID screening that took place at Chatham Middle School Saturday from 10 until about 6. My understanding from Dr. Spillman, they saw about 300 to 400 individuals that day and provided testing for them. Principal's meeting for July right now is typically scheduled for Denver Middle School. Thought would be we may do that virtually, and we'll let you all know. But you're invited to attend that. We have a breakfast in the morning. It starts about 8 o'clock or so, 8:30, 8 o'clock. And then we have a luncheon there that usually is sponsored by R.J. Baldwin. But it could be provided information you get. We have to change that virtually. Okay?
What's that date again?
I'm sorry, July the 27th at 8 o'clock. Go about what time we begin. Also, I provided in your packet a list of all of our graduate merit students. I'd like to thank Mrs. Petty for reading out the names tonight. It kind of reminded me of the graduate merit that she does for us, but those names are listed for you all this evening. We'd like to let you all know a few of the scholarships that were listed on there, but there were 10 scholarships to David University with $500. I think 9 scholarships to Liberty at $1,000. 3 $5,000 scholarships from Ellison ProPac, 5 $1,000 scholarships from the Institute for Advancement in Research, and all the students, because we didn't have the dinner, received a monetary award as well. And then Lucas Burnett from Gretna High School, he was named the Pinnacle Award winner, and this was the 21st annual Graduate Merit Banquet. Also, I have at Mr. Burton's place tonight the DSBA honor roll. If that's something that you all wish to recognize someone for that, if that's good this evening as well. And then the last thing that I have, other than the meetings, DSBA meetings, is the governor's announcement this afternoon. I'm going to go really quickly through some of the things that he highlighted. I have that in that letter, but here's. He has three phases. We're already out of phase, for us, we're out of phase 1. There's some divisions that are still in phase 1, but they should move out this Friday. But in phase 2, which will, the thought is will at least cover the summer, predominantly remote learning. In-person learning can take place for pre-K through grade 3 students, special education, and English learners or EL students. Facial coverings are encouraged for students but not required unless physical distancing cannot be maintained. But they also mentioned it's more important for the older students. The older a child gets, the more important it is for them to wear a mask. Facial covering is not required for staff unless physical distancing cannot be maintained. Summer camps for any age student, including STEM camps, can take place this summer. Physical distancing on school buses in a classroom of 6 feet is required. They're going to restrict mixing groups of students. They want us to close communal spaces. There's limited athletics and extracurricular activities. School divisions must submit a health plan to the Virginia Department of Education. And under phase 2, teams can practice but must maintain 10 feet social distancing for band, chorus, football, any other athletic teams. Buildings and auditoriums cannot exceed 50% capacity, but there is a capacity limit of 50 people in large spaces. And band and chorus and PE limited to 50, and social distancing of 6 feet. We can permit non-school groups to use the schools following restrictions. And then we can allow students to come in for some assessments. We can bring them in for individual assessments after June the 5th. But we have to follow CDC restrictions. Under phase 3, all in-person instruction is permitted. Remote learning will supplement in-person instruction. Before and after school care may be provided by schools. Plans may include staggered schedules, and social distancing measures must be maintained in place on school buses, in classrooms, and throughout school buildings of 6 feet when possible. Large gatherings are limited. Consider restricting groups of students, and athletics and extracurricular activities may be expanded with mitigation. Go back and talk about the social distancing on school buses. That's going to be our limiting factor as far as getting students to school. Because of the length of our bus routes can be as long as an hour, maybe even longer than an hour in some cases. And according to Mr. Scott, probably 12 to 13 students will be the max on a large school bus because of social distancing. And so that's going to be an issue that we will work with the staff on how we can get numbers of students into our buildings if we start under phase 2 or phase 3. That's kind of a brief overview of the governor's order. And then the last items I have this evening regarding are relating to the SBA conferences. The Conference on Education was canceled this summer. The SBA orientation for new members and superintendents will be July the 20th, and that will be held virtually. And then the 2020 Legislative and Advocacy Conference on September the 24th will be virtual, as well as the convention this year on November the 18th and 20th. We found out today, Ms. Hancock, is that correct, that it will be virtual as well? That's all I had this evening. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, we got emails on that today too. I don't have to do that, but we just received today. I don't have the honor roll. Ms. Hancock had. I should have asked her. Anyway. All right, we haven't done this in some years. It's the media honor roll. If the board are in favor of doing something this year, it's hard to talk about, but it said in there, we only have one paper that shows up. That's one of the reasons. Are we interested in nominating that paper? Someone should talk about it. Have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion that we do, and enter the start of June for the SBA honor roll. And Mr. Dawes second. Any discussion? All in favor? Roll call.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
Mr. Crump?
Aye.
Mr. Goff?
Aye.
Mr. Moon?
Aye.
Mr. Henderson?
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey?
Aye.
Mr. Mills is out.
Thank you. Do I have any unfinished business? All right, this is gonna be, don't leave one of these, do you?
Probably over.
Yeah, still have to have somebody vote, so we look at something else. That means that somebody will have to,
We should be.
Yeah, but that means you might sit there at some point in time, watch it, have the time to do that. So, does anybody want to volunteer to be delegate, or somebody want to nominate somebody else?
Mr. Ramsey was the delegate last year, and I was the delegate the previous year, so I think the two of us have experienced that. I don't want to speak for him, but I will speak for myself that I have experienced that, and, I would yield to allow someone else that opportunity this time.
And I've done it before also.
I certainly would yield too. Everybody ought to have a time doing that.
Do we have to do this this month? It may be something Mr. Mills would be interested in doing. He's watching us tonight, so he can shout out.
You know, that's letting me do it.
So let's move this to the next one. We'll have a conversation with Mr. Mills, but we will need an alternate.
I think he'll definitely do away with what they used to use those flat waters to vote with down there. So that'll won't work
That
anymore.
didn't work at all. So we'll table this to the next one, please. Okay. I'm sorry. Should I have a motion to table this for the, till next month?
Raymond Ramsey's motion to table to next month.
Second it, Don Moon.
Any question on that? All in favor, roll call.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Ms. Crouch,
Aye.
Mr. Goff,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Mr. Moon,
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey,
Aye.
We have a motion for revision of school board policies, waive second reading.
Calvin also make that motion.
Sandra Crump, second.
Any discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Ms. Crouch,
Aye.
Mr. Goff,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Mr. Moon,
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey,
Aye.
Mr. Mills,
And we have a motion to, doesn't have a surplus sale at the equipment, at the road check this Thursday. And declaring inventory surplus. This was delayed, we were supposed to have it earlier.
Raymond Ramsey so moved.
Calvin also second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Ms. Crouch,
Aye.
Mr. Goff,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Mr. Moon,
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey,
Aye.
Mr. Mills,
And we need a motion to, approve the, well, I'm not sure. We've been asked to comment on a request to add Southside High School to the National Register of Historic Places and inclusion in the Virginia Landmark Register. And if I read this thing right, it, only if we have an objection that we need to reply. Could I get a motion, if no one has an objection, that we do not object to this?
What is that, I thought we were getting rid of that building.
We don't have it. The
county.
the owners have asked to have this done because we're on adjoining property. They're asking, do we have an objection to them doing it?
And who are the owners?
I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Virginia Landmark Register.
We gave it back to the supervisors. They made a deal with these folks to turn it into an apartment. And I'm sure some tax advantage for them if they can get this class this way.
Mr. Burton, that's not correct. I did have it down here, but I don't have the name of it.
Mr. Burton, may I add, I believe the Board of Supervisors, if I'm not mistaken, from what I understand, they passed a resolution about a year ago to agree with this.
I think that's correct. It's just a process. I've seen this quite often in zoning cases. If you have property next to something that changes, they just ask, do you have an objection to it?
You need to make a motion not to
Need a
object.
motion from somebody.
Make a motion that we not object to moving forward.
I'll second, Cal. Mr. Crump made the motion, Mr. Dahl second. Now, any discussion? George, I had some questions about myself till I read it all, and because it's the very same thing it's on. All they're doing is, do we have, because our school is next to theirs, do we have an issue with them doing it?
If I abstain as a voter, does that negate it in any
No.
way?
Gentlemen, vote on that, you can go yes, no, or abstain.
Okay.
All right? Roll call.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Ms. Crowe, Mr. Goff,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson,
Abstain.
Mr. Moon,
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey,
Aye.
Mr. Mills, absent.
Thank you. And now, VSBA Excellence in Workforce Readiness Award. We need a motion to apply for the submit the resolution for application.
Andrew Crump, I make the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Dahl, second. Any discussion on that? Roll call.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Ms. Crowe,
Aye.
Mr. Goff,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Mr. Moon,
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey,
Aye.
Mr. Mills, absent.
And now, the governing body wants to renovate the ECC auditorium for joint usage. Okay?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Berman, that we do that so we can get on the floor and talk about it.
And I'll second to Andrew Crump.
Okay. All right, now discussion.
Well, joint usage, who's gonna joint, does that mean they're gonna who's gonna still control it, us? I mean, we got a lot in that building besides our auditorium.
Mr. Superintendent, can you answer that question?
Yes, sir. They want to have a place where they can be, and have it already set up, so that you can videotape and actually go to YouTube, or whatever they do, transcript their, meetings, virtually. It would be available for them to meet, or supervisors to meet, but it'd also be available for you all to meet. But they would like to have it for the supervisors to meet.
I think it's because of this pandemic, because of the money they're gonna use to extend it.
I'm assuming they paying for all of it.
Yes, sir, they are. They have met with Dr. Early and Ms. Hudson, walked through it. They looked at what they would like to do. Looks like they would like to take some rows of seats out and extend the flat surface there, maybe raise it some, so that where you would be would be raised above the chair, the actual seating in the auditorium, but not as high as the stage. And they would leave the seating there, so if we had large crowds, it'd be probably very helpful to us, because when we have large numbers of students come in, we'd be meeting over there. It's already set up, it's already wired, and students would have places.
Would it be better to meet there all the time if they make it nice?
It'd be up to you all, if that's what you wish to do.
It's not pleasant over there now.
No, it's not. It's awful. The acoustics is terrible and
Because
you're too far away.
You can't see the other people at the end.
No.
When they finish, you may want to look at that.
Mr. Burton, I thought I read in here that they were willing to provide us with a plan of what it would look like prior. So we're just saying we would like to see them move forward, but we also, I guess, would have an opportunity to see that plan.
Before. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to see what they're gonna do prior to doing it.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Ms. Crowe,
Aye.
Mr. Goff,
Aye.
Mr. Henderson,
Aye.
Mr. Moon,
Aye.
Mr. Ramsey,
Aye.
Mr. Mills, absent.
We'll take a short recess.
We're gonna take about a 5-minute recess, and we'll go back into closed session. I appreciate everybody that watched tonight, and I appreciate staff here, and it's good to see you folks again.